Hey everybody, it's Music with Todd Ledbetter. It's good to be back with you after a couple of months off. Hey, I wanted to introduce to you guys a new show. This is a show that's about music and songs I wish I never heard before. But it's not what you think though. Think about it for a second. Songs you wish you never heard. My angle on this is that these songs were so good and I loved them so much that I wish I could hear them again for the first time. And these are some of the songs that I'm going to feature in this show. And the first song that I want to share with you is a song from, oh gosh, man, it's the early 70s. And as a matter of fact, it's the mid 70s. It's 1975. And the first time I heard this song, there was something about the vibe. It's a mellow song and it has all kinds of elements. Not only does it have a cool piano keyboard part, it's got a ripping bass that almost, if you're not listening for it, you don't even really notice that it's there, but it really is there. And it's got an amazing vocal, it's got amazing harmonies, and it's got a very interesting meaning lyrically, which, you know, could be up for interpretation as lyrics are. We like to interpret lyrics uh, in our own way. Different people have different ideas about what the lyrics mean, but I want to share the song with you. And the song is from a band called Ambrosia. Yeah, and it's from their very first album, Ambrosia. And I will say, before I tell you what song it is, this is not one of their up-tempo songs, and this was one of the early introductions for me. Believe it or not, Ambrosia was one of the earlier introductions to me to progressive rock, because their first few albums were very progressive. If you think about some where you might have heard of Ambrosia, a lot of times it might be from their 180 album, and that one had a couple of really big hits like Biggest Part of Me and You're the Only Woman. Those were both really big hits, and I will say that's a great album, and there is some pretty good progressive rock songs on that. um, they also had another album called Life Beyond LA, which was a very proggy album with songs like Life Beyond LA, the title cut, and Apothecary, If Heaven Can Find Me. Well, it also had one of their kind of smooth, mellow, sort of yacht rock hits, How Much I Feel. But also there's Angola and Heart to Heart, and there's this one song, the very last song on the album, called Ready for Camarillo, which is uh, which actually is near where it's like a city over from where I live, and there was a kind of a famous uh, gosh, what do you call those? It's like a mental hospital, mental institution. It was pretty big. Now it's a college. It's a state college. But anyways, the song that I want to hear for the first time again is a song off the Ambrosia album. It's a self-titled album, Ambrosia, from 1975, and it's called Holding On to Yesterday. And it's an amazing song, and it's got, like I said, just all kinds of parts that were really intriguing to me, even though it's kind of a mellower song. And let's just take a quick peek at it real quick, see if we can't get that to happen. Uh, get a couple of, let's see if I can share my screen here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is the album cover, pretty trippy cover if you can see it here. I like it a lot. Um, but I had this album. Now, I didn't have this album in 1975. Definitely not. 1975, I was like in the fourth or fifth grade. I didn't hear this until I was more like few years later, until about middle school, 76, 77. Um, it's got a couple of pretty, well, the whole album's great, but it's got Nice, Nice, Very Nice. Time Waits for No One is a great song. Uh, so there's lots of really great songs. This is a fantastic album. But let's just take a quick look at the intro to Holding On to Yesterday. And look right here, you can see where my cursor is, Alan Parsons. And we're going to talk about Alan Parsons because he had a lot to do with this album. Let's take a quick listen. So, I mean, the bass comes right out. I love the bass. I'm a bass player. I love the bass. But then you get that piano with those piano stabs, and then you get that little guitar starting to come in. It's such a cool sound to this song. Let's keep going with it a little more here. So you can hear with that lead guitar kind of coming in, but you can hear in the background the vocals. He's going ooh, well, he's at a higher octave than I'm doing. That it comes right on into the vocal first verse.
Well, I keep holding on to yesterday.
So there's a couple of different keyboards playing. There's a, and then there's the stabbing one, but they're intertwined just so beautifully. And then you got the then you got the I keep holding on. So very cool interaction and just a real solid drum line there. Super cool.
Enough to say that I'm wrong. I keep thinking that I'm lonely, but it's only missing you inside.
So that part, really listen to that bass and the intricacies of that bass, because he's really just going kind of John Paul Jones-ish, if you will. A very cool bass player. I met him one time, just real briefly. He was in town at a jam, and I didn't really meet him. I just said hi to him as he came off stage, and just real quick. But I just really wanted to just say some words to him as he kind of passed by, because I've been a fan and this was just a couple years ago, but I'd been a fan of Ambrosia for a long time, so it was fun just to kind of see him and check him out. And there he was in my hometown playing at the local bar at a blues jam, so that was kind of fun. Let's continue on with Holding On to Yesterday by Ambrosia here.
Days that we were once together seems we'll never come alive. So I keep holding on to yesterday. I keep holding on enough to say that it's wrong. Lord, I don't know when I'll see you.
So, I mean, what is he talking about? I keep holding on to yesterday. That line right there, Lord, I keep hoping that I see you, or something like that. Is it a spiritual song, or is it about a relationship, or is it both, Very intriguing lyrics though to me. Let's continue on with that. I'll just kind of give a little thought about, what are these lyrics about? What is he singing about?
I can't reach you anymore. Well, if I only known I need you, then I'd keep you like before.
It really does sound like he's talking about his spiritual life and maybe God, about maybe he was closer to God in his in previous years, and I think sometimes if you do, or if you are a spiritual person and you do kind of come in and out of that relationship with God at different times of your life, and maybe he was just wanting that closer relationship, and he's just thinking about how it used to be, and I keep holding on to yesterday about how it was when I really was more close to the God that I believe in, or he believed in. um, that kind of seems like a pretty good analysis of what the lyrically, but it could be different. I don't really know. I've looked at some different song meanings, and a lot of people have different ideas about it, but I like that one. That violin just crying in the background. Oh man, it's so sweet. A beautiful jazzy guitar lick. It's just so cool. Hang on just a second. Let me stop sharing this for a second. Um, so David Pack is the lead guitar player with Ambrosia, and he and one of the main songwriters uh, back in the early, during this album and most of their successful career. He was the main songwriter and lead singer and guitar player. Um, let's see, the bass player is to be noted as well, and that's the person that I met, and that's Joe Purta. I'm not sure how to say his last name exactly. Puerta, but a fantastic bass player and quite a good singer as well, and harmonizer. Beautifully done. It's hard to find this song on YouTube live. There's a real old version of David Pack singing it, and then all the other ones more current are with Joe singing it. But by far, David's vocals are absolutely amazing, and his guitar playing is beautiful. So let's continue on with well, that's not the well, that's not right. There we go. Let's continue on with holding on to yesterday, right after that guitar player, that guitar solo, and that amazing wailing violin. Really big background vocals, and that swelling keyboard just whoosh, whoosh, right on the beat, just super cool. It's just a fantastic song. Super cool song. I mean, that is just, to me, for years and years, man, I would just hear that song and it would just well up, and I don't know if it's just lyrically, the meaning behind it matches so well with the emotion of the music that they're getting across to us with all the instrumentation and the dynamics in the song. But it is one of those songs that I wish I had never heard, because if today, right now, was the first time I heard that, it would be one of the best things of today. I would love to hear that song again for the first time. And let's take a look one more time at just what that is. So I'm talking about Ambrosia. And I know, you may have different views about Ambrosia too, and what you might think Ambrosia is, but I will tell you, yes, they do have many very soft yacht rock hits, and you might even consider that a soft rock song, like a yacht rock style song. But they're very proggy early, and they really do rock pretty hard with some nice musical, just prog style. Not super out there, like Yes or Genesis, but still they got a lot of interesting things for your ears. If you're into that kind of music, you like challenging music, they have a lot of challenging music that comes across very well and easy listening. Um, but that song has been one of my favorite songs for so long. And well, yeah, we also wanted to talk about Alan Parsons as well, because Alan Parsons was a part of that album, and I think he's actually on this first album he co-wrote or played. No, he played on that played on that song. He was probably one of the keyboard players, because there was a couple. We talked about the different keyboards, the stabbing one, and then the more tinkly one. But then also he did, I believe, produce their one of their albums after that. So, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you think about it, Alan Parsons, producing your album, that's freaking awesome. Anyways, I just wanted to keep this short. It's going to be a new series. I think it might be kind of fun to talk about songs that I wish I'd never heard before. Not in a bad way, but I wish I'd never heard them before, so I could hear them again for the first time. Uh, there was some information on the Wikipedia there that I didn't really read, but uh, there it was. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for checking out this video, and I hope you like that song. And if I'll put a link there for Spotify if you want to hear the whole song all the way through. I actually recommend doing that, and maybe even listening to it a couple of times to really get the vibe for it. Anyways, this is Music with Todd Ledbetter, and I want to thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button, make a comment down below, click the notification bell, so as I start uploading more videos again, now that things have kind of moved along with COVID and health issues with my wife. She's doing very well, by the way, just so you know. She's recovered quite nicely, and she's doing really good. And she's actually out at Target right now, so that's a good thing. All right, thanks, guys. Wish you all the best, and we'll catch you next time with more Music with Todd Ledbetter. Bye-bye.